So it is the final day of the extended previous month, also thematically, as we are doing the final part with the different Gothic or spooky games, as we are finishing Dear Esther, which was probably this one's favorite in overall style and design of the ones that we played, and we actually played quite a few different ones this month. And today, by extension, is also the last day of the clip contest. I do think we still have only one competitor, so there are quite good chances of getting into the contest, as otherwise it will be kind of like by round. If there's only the one participant, they certainly do of course win. So take clips of the previous streams or this stream still before announce the closure of the contest tomorrow, and then you're of course properly in. So please take part in the contest if you wish. Otherwise, let's gradually move towards the game. There are still like 2 chapters to think in the game. It's not a very long one in the first place, but it's very nicely done and kind of restarted the genre. Some call it a walking simulator, but tend to more of consider it clear extension of the older like 1980s 1990s computerized novel, where you really do not have that much game type interactions, but it includes various elements that reinforce the kind of storytelling in that respect. So do consider it quite elegant, because it's in a way restart of the older genre, after which there have been a few other games that take pretty much the same type of concept as a starting point. So welcome, and let's finish the game tonight.
From here, this last time, I have understood there is no turning back. The torch is failing along with my resolve. And hear the singing of the sea creatures from the passages above me, and they are promising.
So yes, we ended up in the caves, and apparently mostly survived despite falling. So there's another candle, which of course is mildly surprising. They would stay lit as we are exploring the area after such a long time. At least when we consider the condition of all the structures on the island. So we are clearly now a bit deeper in the caves. There was also the shorter cave sequence earlier on, but this seems a bit more involved with the bioluminescent surfaces and bit of water. But is this like the way further, or can we drown there? It looks like this might be another spot where you can drown, so let's not at least yet go there, as it seems that we can also get further from here. Yes. very luminescent and kind of eerie cave environment. And another larger hall opens here.
I was waiting for you to be cut out of the wreckage. The car looked like it had been dropped from a great height. The guts of the engine spilled over
Alright,
the
and
tarmac.
then we again have
Water underground.
discussion of, as said, there must have been an auto accident with some of the characters mentioned involved. Oh, hello there, Kamu. Thanks for joining our elegant, currently very clearly spelunking oriented Dear Esther. As we can see, we have been now exploring the caves. As said, there were apparently 2 chapters remaining, the caves and the beacon, so now we are exploring the caves, and still it seems there was some kind of auto accident involved, as the kind of voiceovers somewhat in byways refer to automobile crash. And then we again have the kind of like neuron or such in the luminescent, and some kind of circuit diagram. It has some capacitors, some kind of fancier transistor, and also adjustable capacitor in the top right, so it looks, the center looks kind of confused, but otherwise looks like the center part might be like IC or such, like six contacts for some kind of IC. And of course, thanks for joining here, Kamu. And we continue further going around the structure with the stone parts. Right, is this the way we came through, or no? It looks different. We are approaching another area, so no, this was not the way we came by. Most probably not a healthy idea to fall there, so let's check first. Can we go anywhere else? Looks like that we might not return from that bit. Alright, and we have ground symbol and another like organic molecule diagram and circles. Then there's again the circuit diagram and the neuron. So practically there are like not that many different diagrams present all over the island in the luminescent drawings. There's like a transformer or another like bits of circuit diagram. and we were here already, so do not think there are that many ways forward. And this was from where we came. Do think. So is there any other way out from here? Do not think so, because other parts of the walls are closed, so it's practically only the way we came through and the even deeper pit, so into the pit we most probably go. Oh, hello there. It's Kisu's art class, as Samfer was somewhat suspicious about the can you skip the art class with Kisu's training, maybe. Oh, welcome all the raiders. We are finishing Dear Esther and wondering if we should fall into the even larger hole in the cave, and apparently there are no other ways to go further, so let's see how that works. And of course, hugs to all, and welcome to the final extension stream only, and final extension stream of the previous month. So the clip contest is still valid today, so if you follow and take a clip of this or previous streams, and then you can win. So do still take clips to challenge Jax, who do think is still the only contestant. So once again, welcome raiders, and hopefully you enjoy some Dear Esther with us before finishing this month proper. Very good. Let's return to the game and try falling into the even larger hole. So this was pretty much the only way forwards that found after exploring the previous two chambers. So there's even more worrying looking hole. We might of course drown, but it's not like this game has very many things that can even happen. It looks like we are most probably going to drown here. No, we didn't, but can we get anywhere from here? Yes. So this was most probably what we were intended to do. This looks like most dangerous spelunking that have ever seen. Oh, hello there, Luna. You also, of course, get the wave. And good instructions being clearly provided, some technical support on clip creation, and if we have new contest entries, even better. So we are now clearly climbing towards surface again after going into the even deeper pit with the waterfall and having inspected the randomly strewn circuit diagrams and drawings of molecules in the meantime, while hearing cryptically about the auto accident. So there clearly was auto accident, and the final guy to have lived on the island also didn't exactly mind his ethanol consumption. Really beautiful kind of like luminescent effects. Right, if we simply come back to the same chamber, or is this different? Hard to say, as we had the chamber where you let the waterfall, so let's see. Do you think this is different? Yes. Quite contemplative kind of like cave with the luminescent effects. No voiceovers for quite a while since the comments about the auto accident, so they have clearly put a lot of kind of like overall concentration at having the player enjoy the cave itself clearly.
In my final dream, I sat at peace with Jakobsen and watched the moon over the Sandford Junction. Goats grazed on the hard shoulder, a world gone to weed and redemption. He showed me his fever scars, and I mine. Between each shoulder, the nascency of flight.
And hopefully you also had a good stream with our good Pamf and didn't make the Christmas gift yet too like well Pamf used after having the Pamf zombie Pamf overeat. So hopefully the gift is still sufficiently fresh once gift time comes. Though kind of suspicious considering the rate the zombies consuming food. In general, the cave part has been also very elegant because it has made good use of the luminescent effects, and again same diagrams. There's not that much kind of separate material for the diagrams, but they do add a bit of mystery. Alright, there are two ways you can go by.
This is a drowned man's face, reflected in the moonlit waters. It can only be a dead shepherd who has come to drunk drive you home.
Alright, yes. As said, there were the things about auto accidents. Alright, behold, Damascus is taken. And then we again have diagrams, a lot of them, and again the sterically drawn ethanol molecule, unsure why it's drawn sterically because it doesn't really outright matter typically. away from being a city. Wouldn't call this in general a city, but yeah, I do like how the cave sequence is overall done. It's quite smart design. Yeah, there are kind of circuit diagrams or bits of them. It's not very kind of any specific because it's too unclearly drawn to be possible to recognize, but it's clearly various bits of circuit diagrams. There was also like antenna and ground and transformer between them drawn into the rocks outside at the beach. So there are bits of circuit diagrams in several places with the markings. Alright, is this again a place where we drown? Let's see. Not at least yet. Alright, ALTS 210 or something. Alright. Wherever we are, like, looks like the highway being discussed with the accident, but at least this doesn't look like the cave. Alright, we are at the bottom of the waterfall with a bit of descent. At least look like, would imagine the road where we had the eponymous auto accident. See if we can get out of here. The bioluminescent effect has been used, the very strong stylistic result, certainly. And we still haven't drowned, which is of course positive. Like on the beach we once succeeded, like let's walk this way, and then immediately drown, but fortunately we have done better in the cave to not drown yet, despite some watery adventures. Right. Oh, we are arriving back outside from the caves. Into the moonlit exterior of the Hebrides.
I wish I could have known Donnelly in this place. We would have had so much to debate. Did he paint these stones or did I? Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum under the sea? Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters?
Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this whole island rise to the surface of my stomach, forcing the gulls to take flight?
Ah yeah, mention about the antenna. Alright, something is being consumed here. Is this like... Alright, it's like lamp oil or something. Really nice looking out exterior scene. Alright, luminous paint. That explains the markings in the cave. Certainly kind of like not the most surprising explanation, like he's been at it with the luminous paint. Actually tried to read it, but thought it was like lamp oil. But yes, that's actually very logical, because couldn't read the second word, so actually thought it was lamp oil. There are also candles on the beach, but let's see, does the route on the beach lead anywhere? Can we climb also back? Looks like it. There are candles on the beach, so let's check out, like, does this go anywhere? Because we can climb the hill, of course.
Fire and soil, I chose fire. It seemed the more contemporary of the options, the more sanitary. I could not bear the thought of the reassembly of such a ruin. Stitching arm to shoulder and femur to hip, charting a line of thread like traffic stilled on a motorway, making it all acceptable for tearful aunts and traumatized uncles flown in specially for the occasion.
Alright, kind of
Reduced to ash,
cryptic.
mix with water, make a phosphorescent paint for
Considering the luminous paint was clearly store-bought, so the kind of comment is moderately cryptic, especially as, of course, earlier the one mentioned was injured when he fell in the cave, and so clearly someone has also been in trouble on the island. Alright, do not exactly know what this would be. It's frame of more complex organic molecule, but the things marked on it are not any specific letters, like more symbols. Still interesting. Alright, here's a picture of something, but it's hard to make out more than that. Alright, we can't climb from here. Let's see. Yeah, indeed. So let's then see where we can move further. Or do we need to return all the way? Because it looks like we can climb the hill from the other end. Alright, there's a candle also here. Let's see if there's anything else. No, just candles. Alright, this looks like actually where we came from. Considering the exit from the cave, so practically we have apparently come a full circle. So let's take the other way. Yes, here's the luminous paint. Yeah, luminous paint, premium. And there's the paintbrush, so this explains certain things. So we went to the beach and did the round there, so let's now then climb. We will probably ascend to the radio beacon or transmitter mast next, but let's do so. Here we have more pictures of the auto accident, like loose car door and yeah, blood on the pavement, broken car body. There clearly was an auto accident that touched one of the characters clearly. Alright, that's some kind of device, but uncertain what. Alright, we have the pictures of the auto accident here, so can we get anywhere else? As this cave didn't seem to lead further. Apparently not. Or did we not find quite the correct direction? All right. We already were on the beach, so we need to go somewhere else clearly. Alright, do not think. Yeah, we certainly have taken this path, so we most probably have to go further down the beach. Doesn't seem we can progress from there. Can we get anywhere further from this direction on the beach? Most probably not from here, at least not from that position. There are also diagrams up there, but can we make it this way? Yeah, in general the environment is also very nice. But kind of probably going to inquire for suggestion at some point, like We haven't even done an hour yet, so not yet, but if unable to find the right way further, then probably going to inquire for assistance, as currently kind of a little bit unsure which way further. Alright, and we are again on the beach, so let's follow these and see if we missed something the previous time. As we have been some way here already, but and there apparently are no further. There's also a light in this direction, but it gets quite hard going. Alright. Yeah, this was kind of where we saw this, but this apparently didn't lead anywhere else. And there was also a picture here, but we didn't make too much out of that. Like, unsure what it exactly is a picture of. There we again see the beacon. So if we go, there are several places with the lights, so let's check out here. Quite a few lights here, but it seems that tools and some kind of parts. And there's the car door and tires. To wonder how they are here, because there clearly are no cars or even a car. Usable roads on the island. It's kind of like clearly the auto accident keeps getting reminded.
All by the roadside, by the exit for Damascus, all ticking and cooled, all feathers and remorse, all of these signals routed like traffic through the circuit diagrams of our guts, those badly ridden boats torn bottomless in the swells, washing us forever ashore.
Indeed, kind of. Alright, this looks like this would be a There's text, but it's really hard to get from heaven shone. All right. Light from heaven shone. Yes. Let's see.
I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland.
But
it instead
clearly he has sent at least one letter, but as we arrived on the island.
Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic.
So at least theoretically we should have received at least one letter. Right, there were stairs. Yes, no wonder it was a bit difficult to move. Alright, this is platform proper. There are also a few candles there, but it doesn't seem that any objects. Yeah, it's not really a challenging game in the sense that as someone wrote descriptively that it lacks the kind of game theoretical type of competition altogether. There is no kind of like competitive aspect into the whole game. It's only you like see things. So it's almost purely, as said, this is not really a game in the usual sense. This is more like a computerized novel. And he fell to the ground. The rest is simply like the rest of the building, so alright, not getting further here. So let's check this way, though. Do you think this only goes to the sea? Yep. So we can't get further this way. So we take the stairs. And keep going.
I will drag my leg behind me. I will drag it like a crumpled hatchback, tires blown and sparking across the dimming lights of my vision. I'm running out of painkillers and am following the flicker of the moon home. When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus, they restarted his heart with the jump leads from a crumpled hatchback. It took 21 attempts to convince it to wake up.
Alright, and again compare their fate and injuries on the island to the earlier auto accident. Alright, that was navigable as visibility isn't magnificent, so was unsure if falling like down a sheer cliff.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the
quite
cage
cryptic,
disintegrates, we will intermingle.
Symbolistic
When
writing.
this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
The amount of luminescent paint he must have spent at this and the rest is quite hard to make out. It's being scrawled on such a huge expanse of rock. Come near to the view angles have been planned very well, that you do see the beacon usually from some part of the.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
So yeah, probably refers to the earlier man here interned that. In general, this has been done pretty well, that the nighttime sequence isn't either like too hard to navigate. There's some challenge to it, but it's quite nicely balanced overall.
Bent back like a nail, like a hangnail, like a drowning man clung onto the wheel, drunk and spiraled, washed onto the lost shore under a moon as fractured as a shattered wing. We cleave, we are flight and suspended. These
Indeed, clearly also the condition of the
I will take flight.
more modern one here hasn't been totally stable. Of course, there was the descriptive part that they had injured themselves apparently earlier on, and now we have like the entrance to the radio facility. Quite a tough, like they have probably used a helicopter or something to transport things if it's this tough climb. Really nice view. So most probably supplies for the station have not been brought this way.
Blind with panic, deaf with the roar of the caged traffic, heart stopped on the road to Damascus, Paul sat at the roadside hunched up like a gull, like a bloody gull. As useless and as doomed as a syphilitic cartographer, a dying goat herd, an infected leg, a kidney stone, blocking the traffic bound for Sanford and Exeter. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all. All his roads and his tunnels and his paths led inevitably to this moment of impact. This is not a recorded natural condition. He should not be sat there with his chemicals.
Alright, and again another somewhat symbolic description of the auto accident. Being led by the hard to say of not quite clear. But a lot of riding on the way. Like for sure there's some fan who has made out all the riding. Some of it has been scrolled in a way that's quite hard to make out. Came into it's really scenic climb, certainly. No fruit. Would think there's no fruit in the wall on the whole island even. Clearly. So would be kind of disappointing overall. We had caves certainly, so that would have been good for bats, but the island looks kind of poor for fruit.
I have run out of places to climb. I will abandon this body and take to the air.
Alright. That's of course quite daring proposition.
Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate, mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jacobson? Who remembers him?
Yeah, there was
Donnelly has
Jacobson
written of
and
him,
Donnelly.
but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We've always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jacobson
Indeed.
flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved
So
into the
earlier
air to
they
reach
said
the
that
mainland, where
they would not
will be sent.
like come to rescue if you had carved the white lines to the hill, so uncertain. And this was kind of like where we came from the beach earlier. Also kind of surprised, like everything else was abandoned, but there was power at the transmitter facility, so either there's a cable from the mainland or it runs on some kind of set of batteries. The ending was quite cryptic also. We knew the few types on the island at different eras, like the older who was the shepherd who expired of the disease, and then there was the apparently the same person who had been along for the auto accident, who in turn apparently expired also. And here we go. That was all of Dear Esther, and we mostly found pretty much, do think, all spots in it. That was very interesting and stylishly done game overall. Indeed, that was Dear Esther. So let's have the credits roll all the way, and indeed do know from like history of the game that this was originally kind of university project, and then they developed it into the first full-fledged game of the Chinese room. So this was originally kind of like university research project in that respect, which explains the somewhat academic nature of the storytelling and the kind of minimalist approach that this originated from, like university originally, the developers. Somewhat unsure what exactly became of the like the modern day person because they had clearly like in pretty bad condition by then climbed up to the antenna, but like we never found their remains. So it's clearly the kind of, it's a, as it could be said, it's more or less a computerized mystery novel, and it's very good for what it is. Very much liked. Probably would say that this one's favorite game played this month in kind of like overall sense of the Gothic / spooky games. So would say that was very pleasant experience overall. And there we are. That was all of Dear Esther. So we return to the yes, noticed that there was like that was the bird's eye view literally. It can be interpreted on the kind of deeper level, because at least kind of understood that, but would view it more of like that it's actually real person who received the last letter and came to the island and actually inspected the trail left by the earlier denizen. But it's kind of, it can be interpreted also on the deeper level, because it goes down to the caves and then you come back at night to the antenna, so it's kind of, it can be interpreted also in the classical sense of the journey of catharsis or such. So yes, it's very much possible to interpret in multiple ways, which is of course also the intent. It doesn't really give answers like completely. And yes, alright, our good Kisu. So good night for you, and hopefully some also took clips. So now it's time to finish this month with the, as noted on the text, they are also extended, and now we finish the month with alternating spooky and calm games. So thank you all for joining, and we are going to see who we will raid to finish. So thank you for the raid, Kisu, and hope you sleep well. And for the rest, let's see who we will raid. And tomorrow it will be new schedule. So we'll be doing a bit different, some new strategy games and otherwise. So let's see who gets a raid. Who is online and doing what? Juna is playing a Plague Tale. Arkanoid Addict is playing Arkanoid. It's been a while since we have raided the good local retro guy. So let's check if he's still playing Arkanoid, which is like, he's probably played about million minutes of Arkanoid. Yep, he certainly is playing Arkanoid, so let's go for oh, that's alright, Luna. It's until tomorrow when announce it, so you're certainly still in, as also everywhere else. If you do clips tonight or early tomorrow on the VOD, we'll announce the competition ending next stream tomorrow evening, so that's until when you have time, so get those clips in. And now we raid our good Arkanoid specialist. It's been a while since have done that, so Good night you all. Thank you for joining as we finished Dear Esther, which was very nice, and see you tomorrow. And do not forget to take part in the contest. Good night. And let's say Dear Esther raid, because this is clearly what it is, so that's our raid message.